Hello everyone, this is Ether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So we got a bit of rushing to do here, but doesn't seem like we're getting another defense match, so we're just gonna go ahead and start recording the replays here real quick. Pretty much same themes as usual, except that it's no longer Crom bonus, and it's also not water season, so yeah, not a good idea to use him. He did some things, but realistically, I most likely would have just preferred having Lilina around. You're just gonna hit end turn here. That seems perfectly fine. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, am I right? Just the fact he takes that much from a red unit. Of course, Sothis had her special up, but still. Barely missing the kill there, totally not rigged in any way. They're just going to attack Seliph, but they don't have any way to deal with Ignis, so a bit awkward. Sonya's going to burn her Glacies. We're gonna get the dance, unfortunately. He's going after Leon, so he's not gonna pick up the kill on Corrin, but I mean, the team's already basically done everything it could already do, and of course they draw back into the mean bolt trap, so we're just going to combo off of that and pick up some kills. And in particular pick up a triple kill. So not a good spot for them at this point, so that's just the surrender. And we have this person bringing in a mishmash of stuff. Double peony's fine, you know, but not sure why Brave Ike's here. Not entirely sure what they're trying to do with him here. Like, if anything, this seems more like a hit and run team. If anything. I don't think you really want to realistically, hit end turn with any one of these units in particular without actually thinking about it a little. But I mean, what are we gonna do about that? They're just going to do this, which obviously we all know what's going to happen. It should be no surprise. It's pretty obvious what happens here. You can never kill Seliph, so it's free real estate for us to go pick off Micaiah. And of course we have Crom as well. Unfortunately, he can't double because Crom's too slow. If only I could just meme stack some Yuns and he could actually get some speed, but probably still wouldn't be able to double anyways, so does it really matter? But of course at this point, now Seliph is back at above 50% HP, so his weapon is now active again, and Crom is just trolling as usual, doing basically nothing but just being a menace by sitting there. So yeah, pretty normal shenanigans. Then we have this team, seems alright. Level 6 tactics room, interesting. Honestly, that's pretty decent, although I would not use the bond to refine on offense. That seems a little suspicious, but whatever works. They have a healing tower, so Robin can heal up. Not that it should matter too much until probably the engagement against like Seliph. But they're being a bit inefficient with getting set up. They just use Ardent Sacrifice there to make sure air gets healed up all the way. Not entirely sure why that matters, but I mean, if you have the option, why not? So they're just they're taking a long time to do anything, which is not very good. I also have no idea why. I know for some strategic reasons, sometimes you buff up everyone before you end your turn after doing nothing, but time for another rigged moment of the year. Seliph picking the exact one shot on air. Feels dirt, man. Sonya is just stuck in the back of tactics room, so she's not in a good spot. I'm guessing Sothis couldn't 1v1 Crom very well, because we'll attack defense, and stuff. He wouldn't proc Luna though. Probably just taking too much damage. Probably maybe couldn't even kill. I'm too lazy to calc that out right now, so we're just going to move on. But yeah, since Crom isn't it's not water season, this team maxes out lift loss, or this team reduces lift loss to only 50. So as expected, I got some minus 50s this week. I was just too lazy to change out Crom. So I was like, yeah, I'll just leave him. At this point, I might just leave him here just to see what he does. See how people deal with him. Because it's kind of interesting to see. Of course, Brave Ike pretty easily takes care of Crom. It's not like he's going to actually do that much damage. Of course, Self trolling, doing his thing. Crom using to change fate, armored effectiveness. Kind of just like having Crom around because people like hitting end turn with armors and stuff. But, I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of drawbacks to using him. Crom here is going to get hit by Tactics Room, so he can't pick off Micaiah. So they're going to not take out Sothis. They can't double, probably because of Bright Shrine, and so they're just in a bad spot, so they just go ahead and bail. And here's just the beginning of the shenanigans where Crom really isn't doing much, but I mean he's doing things by just being there. I wonder how much my defense influences what team people bring against it, because generally speaking I do expect people bring 5 teams on offense, unlike me. So it's kind of interesting to think, what did your defense scare them off from using, kind of a deal, because it's just like when you see your defense get memed on by one of their teams, it's just like, sure, that means your team got memed on by that one team, but what about the other opponent's teams? Was your team spoopy enough to scare them off from using a different strategy or whatnot? But I don't think it's that relevant. Here, there you have everyone up, and of course we got our meme Panic Manor. And Selef trying to not die, but he doesn't take enough damage for Wings of Mercy, so we can't pick off Peony. Don't know if they calced that out at all, but if they did, props, I guess. I can't even tell at this point when people do calcs or not. But they're just going to use Crom, or bait Crom with Ike, because of course he has Chaos Ragnell, but he's no match for meme exact damage. Of course, Sonya isn't even merged, so it's like a lot of times when I face defenses, it's actually a lot easier for me to beat them because they aren't max merged. Sometimes I can't, like the last match of this season, there was no way I was winning that if like Kyria was max merged, or just in general, having merges is huge on defense, but for a lot of the super meta units, they're 5-star exclusive, so it's very difficult for the average player to have them heavily merged up, unless they just stockpile a ton of orbs and go ham for that one unit just so they can be plus 10. Yeah, there's always that problem. But just the usual Brave Ike and Brave Lucina shenanigans here, and this team is definitely not equipped for this matchup. Like if Lilna was around, she would be able to do quite a bit to Brave Ike, and conceivably this team could take down some Brave Ikes, but with Legendary Crom around, there's not really much we can do. And of course, they have their Bolt Tower in the classic location, so we won't be able to heal up after, because they took out the healing tower, so that makes things obviously much worse. At least Sothis gets Wrath range, but I mean, Sylvia does exactly 5 damage, So that's also very awkward. Crom, of course, isn't going to do anything. So he's just going to give Brave Ike a decent heal. And Sonya, thanks to Sothis being in Wings of Mercy range, doesn't actually get to ever use her special. So just in general, yeah, not very good. Chip damage does screw over a lot of teams though. Mine especially, like Self is heavily reliant on the fact his HP pool is so high that it's super difficult to just one round KO him. So you have a couple options. You can deny the Wings of Mercy proc and then live a Vantage hit and then just one round KO him there. An even easier way with that in mind is to just exchange single hits, so like he attacks and you attack, or heck, you don't even counter, but I'd probably recommend countering. So then for mine, my special would only be at 1 cooldown, so if you toss him into not Wings of Mercy range, but he's in Vantage range, then he's going to attack without a special, and then you can just take him out that way. It's when you double him, which is what I mostly bank on half the time. That's where you definitely do not want to necessarily attack into him in Vantage range. So they're going to proc Wings of Mercy for us, which allows Sonya to take out Duo Alphonse, but again, just derpy movement. We're not going to really get anything done. So they're just going to pick up kills, and at this point, there's so much chip damage on the board that Kronia can definitely sweep. It'd be pretty sad if she couldn't even do 1 damage. That's all I'll say. If you can't even do 1 damage, I think you have more problems than that, but Kronia only does 7 there, so it kind of has me thinking. Of course, it's not a super max investment Kronia either, but it kind of is, but it isn't. So, yeah. Peony bonus definitely doing things though. And just another good ol' minus 50. This would have been a minus 40 if we didn't have Crom here. Maybe it could have been even less if we could actually take out Crom, but yeah, in general, I do find that Bride Fjorm is definitely kind of underwhelming, and even now that we have Milla as a light mythic, I feel like she almost just completely kicks Bride Fjorm out the window, because honestly, most of the time it's way easier to creep defense to ploy rather than HP. Like Bride Fjorm, sure, if you try hard enough, you can get her to creep my Sylvia, for example. But are you really gonna go out your way to do that? Probably not. But here, Healing Tower works a bit against us, I guess. Not really, it doesn't matter that much, because we're not going to be able to get anyone in to actually take him out. But of course, Crom gives Ike a pretty juicy heal. But yeah, it's just pretty much what my defense can't really handle right now, especially with Crom there. Basically free Brave Ike heal, so not much we can do about that. If Lilna was there, conceivably, of course she wouldn't kill unless he was already super low, but he'd do a lot of damage. She'd do a lot of damage at least, and that's basically all I could ask for. Because there's definitely things that are way more fearsome than Brave Ikes, for sure. Definitely should probably have my defense engineered to somewhat deal with Brave Ikes, because of course he's pretty common on offense. In general, a lot of teams, if you don't prep at all against the matchup, you just lose. But, you know, yeah, at the end of the day, we're just out here trying to minimize lift loss, except we didn't even do that this week. But yep, we made tier 26 this week. This season I goofed match 1 against a super speedy Lethe. There was also a brown one there, so vantage sweeping was not in the books. I can't remember. I think my bolt tower was also sniped out. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, done goofed. And so I figured, well, we don't have anything better to do now that I've goofed, so I knew that Nino was going to die because she was getting outsped by Lethe, especially New Year's Lethe, especially considering when she has lull speed defense. There was also Hone Beast, and that was in column 2, so not in range of my panic manner. Not a very good result. Here, I'm not entirely sure what they were trying to do here, because why would you bait the dancer? I know Sonya's going to move first, but why would you do that? I'm pretty sure that wasn't necessary. And here they kind of derped themselves up for picking up the ether structure. Probably didn't need it though, considering the point in the season that we're in at this point. And the last match probably for this season. Good old standard shenanigans with vantage. Running that brazen attack defense to boost a bonfire, of course. I kind of just started building Ares and then I just never got around to building him all the way because for one, he doesn't show up a lot for me, and for two, he has brazen attack defense at 4 stars, and I've used that definitely more than once for building some units because it was just a cheap option for a 240 SP skill. So they're going to attack with Ares here, and he's in vantage range now. I'm going to use Gentle Dream and just get the heck out of there. Double Flower Joy, and of course also... But he doesn't realize that Seliph heals because of Healing Tower back above 50% HP. Either way, if he was still in Wings of Mercy, if he wasn't healed by Healing Tower, he still would have been in Wings of Mercy range. I don't know if Sonya would have killed. Just not thinking too hard. It would have been, I think, mildly close, but she probably would have been able to one-shot. But yeah, in general, yeah, that's a Ripperino. Healing Tower too strong, and in the next update, it's going to go up to level 7, so I'll probably get that up for defense, since that's pretty useful. We're outside of top 6k, lost too much on defense this week, and of course we goofed an entire offense match, and it was a double match, so that's minus 340 lift or something. So yeah, it's very brutal when you don't use ladder to lose double matches like that, because you're not getting those points back. But let me be right back. Alright, just had to sneeze there, but Legion's battles, we just got scraped out of top 500. And Arena, it's pretty down to the wire again, unlike last week. But I think we'll stay in, there's not really a lot of time left. So getting 42 more people to pass me, it's possible, but we'll just stick with the score. Worst case scenario, we get kicked out, and I don't really mind that much. And Arena Assault, pretty usual stuff. Just outside of top 1k again. So again, like usual, we'll be back when if there's any more replays, which I kind of doubt, but more likely when the results drop in. Okay, I think the rewards are out by now. It's been a bit, yep, just outside of top 6k. And tier 26, pretty normal stuff. And I imagine this week's gonna be absolute chaos, but we'll see. Seeing Kampf bonus is a little worrisome, because I know some people definitely use them on defense. Pretty decent tech. Just being able to shut down some units' abilities to counterattack. Of course, Null Sea Disrupt and stuff doesn't care, but for the average shenanigans, it's pretty good. And it's water season, so at least Crom will actually do something for reducing lift, and he gets some more attack and stuff, which is nice. Allegiance battles, just the normal shenanigans, top 1k. We'll see how long we last in top 1k. I don't know how long, but I imagine we'll get there to the point where we get kicked out, but it might be a while. And arena, let's see if we stayed in. And we did by a sliver. But yeah, towards the end, it was looking pretty spoopy when I checked the rankings and all of a sudden I dropped so many ranks, but that was the burst of people doing a rerun, I guess. And so that kind of petered out at the end. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye!